So, folks, obviously we touch on a lot of really sensitive topics here on this show. And one of the topics that we have really been dancing around for a while is maybe one that is too difficult for us to tackle on our own. You know, it's a topic about power and the use of power. And specifically, the use of hotness. Now, when I think of hotness, sexiness, attractiveness, obviously there is one group of conservative pundits that come to mind. It obviously has to be the Patrick Bet-David show. And thankfully, just as I was pondering, how can my feeble, womanly brain possibly conceive of how to tackle this question? Well, a bunch of older men came along to explain it to me. So let's take a quick look at Patrick Bet-David and his crew, along with a billionaire political donor, talking about how it's important to be sexy and hot. And, you know, yeah, that's sexy and hot. Two words I associate with each and every man on this show. Let's go.
I'm going to get into the next story here I want to get to. So this next story, maybe it doesn't have to do with economy. Maybe it does. Being hot is now a job requirement.
Maybe it has nothing to do with the economy. Maybe it does. Maybe we could fix our economic woes by being sexier. You know, that was the real problem that caused the Great Depression. People just weren't hot enough. You know, ladies, you gotta keep it tight. You know what I'm saying? The ladies let it go a little bit during the Roaring '20s, and then everything fell apart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about her titties. I'm talking about the entire economy. Like, come on, dude. Oh, God, this is gonna be painful.
Okay.
How do you think I got this job?
I've had a lot of caffeine. I just want to I want to make it clear I've had a lot. I've had multiple of these and a V8 because we're going late tonight. So let's go.
So in the age of Ozempic and micro lifts, the pretty privilege gap is growing. Emily Reynolds runs a PR company. And with that responsibility comes the pressure to look young, she tells me. She's 44, but often passes as younger. Rob, can we see what she looks like?
As a man interested in men, I invite everyone to Google image search hot Wario and behold the majesty of the dad bod.
One, Wario is objectively hot. And two, I just want to say, I love that he's opening up this story being like, let's see, pull up a picture of that broad. You know, like, let me evaluate her sexiness.
She often passes as younger.
And you disagree on Wario, you know nothing of bears.
And that's by design. Reynolds has tried Botox, filler laser facials, hydrofacials, and invests in expensive skincare products. She has a Peloton and does intense workouts. This LaBerry's boot camp. She's walking the precarious line, and she tells me between looking mature enough to show she's an experienced professional who can run and mentor her team and young enough to be relevant, even as she thinks critically about beauty standards imposed on women. Reynolds worries about what would happen to her business and professional reputation if she abandoned her rituals and routines, and what's going to happen as she continues to age. How long will I be, quote unquote, publicly relevant, perceived as attractive, Reynolds says. And when I'm not, what happens to me professionally? That's the thing I think about daily. What a thing to be thinking about daily with that. Do you think it's extremely important to be hot? And if it's a job requirement today, meaning the better you look, the more likely it is that you're going to get the job. Dan, what do you think?
Absolutely.
Labubu boot camp and facials for this man right away, please.
I'm sorry, we gotta play that again.
The better you look, the more likely it is that you're going to get the job. Dan, what do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is.
Yes.
Okay, so
It's not. It's no coincidence that the former personal assistant to Gates, Jobs when he was alive, and more recently Elon is the same woman. She's written a book, and how she set up to go after Jobs first, and then Gates, and then Elon. She didn't have any kids with Elon because Elon likes to have a lot of kids, but not with her. And most of the top.
So this is all gonna be like women are sleeping their way to the top, I guess. Cool. Okay. Also, I just need to say this: you're wearing like a burgundy velvet suit coat, and like you got the vest underneath. You got the matching like handkerchief in the pocket. Why the fuck are you wearing a blue undershirt, man? Why are you wearing, what are you doing? You even color coded with like the sunburn you got going on there. Like what is happening? Who is this guy? Well, if I was going to read the transcript, best of luck. Okay, it's the full episode. This is with Dan Pena, okay, from New Mexico, one of the first Mexican-American detectives in the LAPD. Later worked in a secret CIA unit where he oversaw an investigation into the death of Robert F. Kennedy. And then he was a financial analyst on Wall Street. He bought a castle in 1984. And, in 2017, the castle and estate manager employed by Pena, the Guthrie Castle, was found to have committed fraud by double or triple booking wedding facilities. Pena refers to himself as the $1 trillion man.
So many high-end jobs. It was all one women. Clearly only one attribute shared across all jobs. That's right, her SMV score. PS, don't look up SMV. It's incel garbage.
Oh god, he calls himself the first $1 trillion man. Let's go. This is what $1 trillion of wealth looks like, guys.
Assistants, female, I'm talking about, to the big Wall Street guys are all good looking. There's no old hags, that look like Volkswagens.
do you think it helps? Do you think it helps guys as well?
How can you talk about this like this about women when you look like you? Come on.
Or to guys, it doesn't matter whether they're good looking or not to make money. Does it help to be good looking, to be in shape, and business for men?
Patrick Bet-David asking the hard-hitting questions to the $1 trillion man. Does it help for men to be attractive and good-looking?
Depends. My Hall of Fame doesn't
This guy is absolutely an expert.
have one six-pack on it. I've got 145 or 50 guys. 2 girls.
Not one six-pack.
Not one. I've got some guys.
Oh, God. No, guys, it's okay if you guys don't have six-packs, but the ladies, you need to keep it tight, all right? Otherwise, our economy will be in shambles. He looks like Bilbo Baggins' racist granddad. He looks like if Bilbo Baggins' Smeagol
If anyone
form
calls
took
women
shape.
female but calls men or guys, do not trust them.
It's true. This guy is just this guy just so clearly sucks. It oozes out of his pores.
That take steroids and have big muscles, but no six-pack.
Got it. Adam, what do you think about this?
The question is what? This lady? Give me the question.
Yeah, the question is, how important is it to look good? Does it help you advance in your career?
Hell yeah, it does. You think I know anything about anything? I'm just good looking. No, the reality is this.
A lot of people I'm reading the comment section, Adam. They're
Very ugly.
No, that's not about very ugly. They're worried about you having to use a bathroom every
I'm
single
drinking a lot of water,
podcast.
but my voice sounds good. Here's the reality. There is something called pretty privilege, and it affects women way more than it affects men. So women have to understand this, that in...
Yeah, women, I'm gonna explain pretty privilege to you. The thing that you all experience every day when you go out into the world and interact with the patriarchy. I'm gonna explain how things are to you, ladies.
Inner beauty and outer beauty is completely different. Outer beauty will get you in the door anywhere, but inner beauty will keep you in the house or keep you in a job or keep you employed. So there's a lot of hot girls relying on pretty privilege these days, but that only goes so far.
Yeah, historically, people weren't pretty in the past. Historically, no one found and experienced social mobility in throughout history on the basis of being attractive. That's a recent phenomenon. How many drinks in is this guy? At least 12.
So what's your character?
That's way too many. Don't. I have no idea.
What's your DNA? What's your values? What's your principles? Just being hot will not keep you there long enough. You need to do more than that. Now, as far as a man, for a man to have status, you have multiple factors that you can rely on other than looks.
Like, okay, but also, can we like pause here for a minute? Because when he says pretty privilege, what does that mean? Generally, and how it's already been established in this conversation is women are getting hired because they look good, with the implication being that their bosses want to fuck them, right? Like, is it a privilege for your boss to hire you not because of any of your abilities or your knowledge base or your skill sets? It's because you got a set of double D's that your boss wants to motorboat. Like, that isn't, when you think about it in that sense, it's not really a privilege to be objectified in this manner. It's that isn't actually a privilege.
Looks, if you ask women, are not even the number one thing. It's status, it's money, it's your
Did I say motorboat? I did. I'll do it again.
Correct
Motorboat.
me if I am wrong, but as a trans woman, wouldn't Jack be one of the best people to comment on this versus these chuckle fucks who only experience one side of the gender spectrum?
I mean, yeah, no, these guys, you know, I think men have a pretty, like, an interesting take. Obviously, men experience patriarchy as well, right? So I'm not saying, like, these guys can't have thoughts or opinions on it. It just seems like this is gonna, let me put it this way. We are 4 minutes into this. It just kind of seems like they're saying, you know, if you want to get hired for a job, be sexy. But if you want to keep that job, have a pure heart. And I just, it's literally the Madonna and the whore. Like, we're literally doing that in 2025 unironically. It's women can either be saintly or they could be slutty. There's no in between. You know, no complexity. It's one or the other. It's a binary
game, so to speak. Are you funny? Are you humorous? Are you bombastic? Do you got a swag? Do you have a castle? You got a castle. Doesn't matter if you're a couple pounds overweight. So the reality is, I don't even know if this chick's married, and not that it matters per se, but if she is not married, you may want to take a step back from your career and focus on family and kids before it's too late.
Yeah, doll, get back in the home. Take off those shoes. Get back in the home and pop out some kids. They're just so awful. Like, get back in the bedroom and pop your husband out some kids. Like, I don't know, like, you can't really get much more old school sexist than that, really. Has this person inflicted the horror of procreation on someone else? Oh god, he has had children. Oh no. Oh, that's really sad. Well, is that what you told your wife to, like, get her in the mood? Like, honey, you need to give up your career and get in the bedroom so we can make a couple kids because you're about to age out of my demographic of choice? Like, is that how he seduced her? God, these men are horrible to women in general, and I guarantee you that leaks into their personal relationships and professional relationships. You know? Like, there's no way you can objectify and belittle women to this degree and it doesn't somehow follow you home.
Who is this girl anyways, Rob?
Is she supposed to be hot?
I don't know, Dan. I don't know.
Is this the girl?
Seems pretty accomplished. Yes, that's her.
Can you go to another?
I'm sorry, what?
Kids before it's too late.
Who is this girl anyways, Rob?
Is she supposed to be hot?
I don't know, Dan. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Can we just the panel shot? Is she supposed to be hot? Says the most ancient, decrepit crypt keeper you've ever seen. As like a potato man giggles next to him. And like the three stereotypes of like patriarchal, like businessman beyond their prime, on the decline, getting closer and closer to death every day, nod in agreement sagely. Are you kidding me? And then it goes to this?
I don't know.
Is this the girl?
And then it goes to this lady? Like, she's pretty. Not a single one of these guys. Okay, let me be perfectly blunt. If you took these guys and they had no money, not a single one of them would be able to get any ladies. Because they are not capable of actually talking to women as a human being. You know, or as human beings, rather. But Jack, she's not hot. That's just patently false. She's very attractive.
Can you go to another one that says Emily Roberts?
Emily Reynolds.
Is it Roberts or Reynolds? Reynolds. No relation to
Five
Ryan.
guys sitting on a panel objectifying women cause they're not gay.
Yeah, no, they're just furiously objectifying together. It's not gay if you objectify without making eye contact.
No.
Okay. Tom, where are you at with this?
So I believe that there is something to coming into an interview and looking sharp.
Okay.
Looking sharp. But I'll tell you, the further along I've been in my career, the more I've looked at it. What can you do? When can you do it? And who can I call to confirm it?
I thought you were going to say, who can you do? I was like,
because we're all talking about fucking our interns, right?
What can you do? When can you do that? Who can you do?
I meant
Tom,
literally.
people have families.
Sir Dan Pena here, you're gonna say things like this, please.
That's it. Now, if you come in looking disheveled, that makes a difference. But if you come in looking sharp, you don't have to be handsome or particularly beautiful by like modeling standards. You just need to be sharp and put together like you take care of yourself. I'll tell you, there is a bias, and it is a factual bias, and no one's going to want to hear this, and this is not fat shaming, but people that are incredibly overweight, there is a perception about employers, are you taking care of yourself? And if you care enough to take care of yourself, will you care enough to take care of the job that I'm hiring you for? And
I'm sorry, but again, this is crazy. They're like, well, yeah, look, you can look elderly and sickly and however you'd like as a man, but if you got a fatty on staff, oh man, that's clearly they don't care about the business. Like, I'm sorry, but here's a hard truth that a lot of people need to hear. Okay, a lot of people are attracted to overweight or fat people. Full stop. If you don't think that's true, I guarantee you it is. I have known sex workers who are overweight who do incredibly well for themselves because there are tons of men who seek out their company. Because again, a lot of people like larger women, larger men, etc. And like, yeah, there's a label, chubby chasers, but you know what? It's a lot more common than you'd think. Like, it's not, and honestly, the nickname I think is kind of derogatory, but it's just people like larger folks. And like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing about a lot of conservative culture is that it demands, being in line with the status quo, with the norm. And to them, like, being overweight and being fat is like one of the ways you have deviated from the norm, right? And they try and cloak it as like, oh, we're just really concerned with your health, or oh, we think you're making the company look bad. And it's just their own insecurities playing out. I just have to say, they're like, well, you're going to make the company look bad. What makes the company look even worse is when you're like trying to police other people's bodies that work at your company. That's gross. That's demeaning. It's really beyond the pale. It's like completely outside of your lane type of comment to make. BBW is top 5 search category on the hub. Yeah. Like, unironically. And again, they just want to police bodies so that they have more control.
Anecdotal, but my dad is basically just into 400 plus women. Also, I know I have right-leaning tendencies because I hear this people and my instinct is to go full French Revolution.
I didn't need to know that about your dad. But also, like, again, a lot of men are ashamed of it. A lot of, and you know, some women are ashamed of it too. But that's because guys like this tell them to be ashamed. And I want to remind you guys that guys like this look like this. This guy looks like a partially used eraser on a sub-quality pencil. All right? Like, don't let this guy shame you for your body. Don't let this guy police you for what he thinks, like, what he thinks your body should be. All right? Like... Yeah, don't let this decaying wax sculpture of a man tell you, you know, hey, if you're fat, you don't care about your work. If you're fat, you don't care about the people in your life. Like, God, like, these guys need self-awareness. Okay? And not only that, but even if this guy was the most jacked and the most, like, conventionally good-looking guy imaginable, if he was trying to police other people's bodies, do you have any idea how utterly off-putting it is? Like, even if you take a minute and you're like, yeah, no, okay, let's imagine this is the most handsome man we've ever seen. It doesn't matter if you're a massive piece of shit. Like, you still don't get to police other people's bodies. You do not have that right. You do not have that privilege, in fact. This entire conversation is only acceptable because these men all cling on to the idea of the patriarchy, of this Mad Men world where, you know, guys go to their advertising executive agencies and, like, talk about how they're cheating on their wives and, like, with each other, and, like, speculate about which interns they can, like, corner in the elevator and get rapey with. You know, like, that's what they hold on to. And honestly, that's what their guest seems like he's holding on to, just judging on his terrible fashion choices. So, all I'm saying here, stay in your lane, all right? Let your employees be whatever weight they want to be at, and mind your business.
And what's going on here? So there is that bias, but you don't have to look like a model. You have to come in and say, this is my background. This is what I've accomplished. This is what I'm capable of. Here's my references. I'm ready to go. And I think that's the attitude. Now, younger people, do women that are more beautiful get hired into, you know, a role like an assistant or like this? Sure. I'd be a fool to say that doesn't happen. But for the broad spectrum, we're looking for people to get the job done, not to surround ourselves with everybody we work out with at Equinox.
Okay. All right. So to me, I think when it comes down to this, you have to, I used to work at Bally's, and when I would work at Bally's, guys would come in, and, you know, I would have some fun with them, but I would also, you know, it was 50% fun, 50% serious. I would have them stand up. I'm like, okay, so are you single? I am. When's the last time you had a steady relationship? Not in a while. Do you own a gym membership?
Oh, God. So my exes don't mind sharing. She's my ex. She used to walk behind fat people purposely to make them walk faster. She did it to fat kids mostly. Like, see, that's freak behavior. Like, that's like disgusting freak behavior. Like, mind your business.
Obviously, I don't. Okay, you look at me like, I said, look, man.
I'm sorry, what?
I would have them, but I would, when I would work at Bally's, guys would come in, And, I would have some fun with them, but I would also, it was 50% fun, 50% serious. I would have them stand up. I'm like, okay, so are you single? I am. When's the last time you had a steady relationship? Not in a while. Do you own a gym membership? Obviously, I don't. Okay, you look at me like, I said, look, man, what are you going to do to make this work? Okay. So then I'm like, listen, can I just talk to you openly? Yes. I said, stop trying to grow a beard. You don't have one. It doesn't look good. You either have it.
Imagine thinking that just because you're their boss, you get to tell people this. These people are just, conservatism is a sickness. It really is. I'm sorry, you think you get to go into your workplace and just tell people they need to get a gym membership? You just call them in and you're like, oh, you got a girlfriend? Well, here's what you got to do to get laid. That's such a Michael Scott ass take on being a boss. It's crazy. No one in real life should be Michael Scott from The Office. And let alone Patrick Bet-David should definitely not. This is psychopathy, right?
Do it. You don't have it. You don't have it.
Isn't that illegal or something? I'm not a lawyer, but it seems like it should be.
Don't do it. All right. Number 2. What is this hair?
God, you're right. This is Dwight from The Office. This isn't Michael Scott from The Office. This is like Dwight from The Office calling in every woman in the office to ask them which one is menstruating and then telling them what they need to do about it. It's genuinely crazy.
Who you got here? What is this all about? What are you doing with this hairdo? I said, we got to get rid of this hairdo. It's a pretty shitty hairdo. We got to fix this thing here, right? That's not going to work.
Why aren't you telling that to your friend here? Why aren't you pulling your friend aside here and telling him, no, go get a different shirt on. You're going to be on camera, you doofus. I understand he has a castle. If he has a castle, I'm sure he can afford to buy a shirt that matches his outfit.
Conservatives call pride parades the height of moral degeneracy and then say the most insane, inhuman things.
They really, really do.
Go to somebody, and I would introduce him to one of my guys. Go get a nicer haircut. This is embarrassing. You can't go around looking like this. No girl's going to want to date you, and if she does, I would question her integrity, what she's doing this for. Then it's the way you dress. Tell me.
Okay, but Quigley, if Dwight was a real man in a real office, everyone would hate him. Everyone would hate him, and he would be instantly fired for crossing the boundaries he crosses on a regular basis on that show.
How you dress. Tell me what you're wearing. What is unique about your brand? When you walk into a room, what's going to be different about you? What do you dress that's just different than everybody else? What do you do? Okay, great. Here's what I do.
No, I would argue it is wrong to live conservatively, because what it means to live conservatively is to, hate gay people, is to advocate for the eradication of the ability of trans people to live. It means cutting taxes that are used to pay for people's health insurance or disability. It means, living your life at the expense of the most vulnerable people in the world. And yeah, I would say that is a form of illness. That is a form of sickness. And you might not say it's a form of you haven't been infected by some kind of disease, but I would say it's akin to the dragon sickness from experienced by the dwarves of Erebor in the hit children's fantasy novel The Hobbit. I would say it's the kind of illness one gets from dragons that makes you hoard your wealth even at the expense of everyone around you. And as it hollows out the towns in your vicinity, as it leaves them a hollow shell of what they once were, and meanwhile leaves you isolated, weak, and vulnerable.
Working out, energy. Do you smile? Do you take care of yourself? And I think this is even when we licensed 60,000 insurance agents in 50 states, so I had a lot of young...
That's not what I call conservative. I mean, I'm not sure what you call conservative then, because in America, that is the context of being conservative. I'm sorry, every pro-LGB conservative that I've ever met wants to eradicate my ability to be able to live in this country. wants to eradicate the ability for trans kids to continue getting life-saving medication. Like, even the ones that say that they're progressive because they accept the gays, they don't accept trans people. And the ones that accept trans people and the gays are doing it because they think there's a race war coming and they're going to need all hands on deck. Like, it's nonsense. It's crazy nonsense. Conservative might be like not putting butter on toast or going out at night or wear clothes like my grandmother or stay. That's not what being conservative in America means as like a political stance.
Guys that would come in, and I've had many conversations where I would sit and I had a kid. I would say, first of all, you smell horrible. Okay. So hygiene is extremely critical. If you can't figure out your hygiene, I don't know if you realize or not, it's hard to be around you. And stop talking to me like this.
Also, you could just take someone aside and be like, hey man, like people in the office can smell you. I'm trying to do you a solid. You don't have to tell them you smell like shit and you should feel like shit too. Like, come on, man.
Hi, Patrick. You smell. Fix your breath. Have people tell you if you have your breath. Have one of these, what do you call these mint things that you put in, but that's a shortcut as well. Floss 2-3 times a day. Have these flossing stuff that the stuff gets
floss 3 times a day? What the fuck?
Out of your teeth, because that's what smells bad. As you get older, you got to take care of this stuff, and you got to figure out what you got to do for your breath to smell better. Hygiene. Blow dry yourself after a shower. Okay, blow dry any area that sweat stays there. Just don't burn your private parts.
What the hell is happening? I am just bizarrely, like, all of this is bizarre. That's the only word I can think of. Blow dry? Your advice to your employees is blow dry your privates? Why are you talking with them about blow drying their privates, man? Stop it. Stop.
But blow dry yourself, right?
Blow dryer, not curling iron.
I'm actually being that serious with you. Blow
you wrinkled tote bag.
dry yourself. Blow dry between your toes on your feet. That's what makes your feet smell. Because
dude, just use a towel. That's what towels are for. Towels are for drying you off. Why are you blow drying yourself? What is this?
It's nasty. Blow dry it after you get, because it's wet, yeast, stuff stays in there. And then it's like, use this deodorant.
Patrick, are you worried about it getting a yeast infection?
Try this shampoo. Try this Axe.
Because he just mentioned yeast, right?
And then it's like, yeasty. Blow dry it after you get, because it's wet, yeast, stuff stays in there. And then it's
what?
It's like, use this deodorant. Try this shampoo. Try this.
I mean, again, you don't need to give them all this advice. Just please, for the love of God, if you're going to tell them all this and be a fucking weirdo anyway, tell them to wash their asses. All right? Statistically, they don't.
Axe, take a shower. Do it this way. And then eventually, 3-6 months later, they smell better. Give them a cologne. Hey, start off with this Perry Ellis, this 112 cologne, this Jupe cologne, whatever the old school clones were, not the Creed clones. You're not going to go around handing Creed or Stefano colones to people, but maybe
not
start
with a couple of
cool
70s.
waters.
No, but I'm just being very honest with you. And then eventually you're like, all right, so look what you look like. You smell better, you look better, you're taking care, and then you see the confidence, and then all of a sudden they're walking like this. You've been doing this your entire life to younger guys, and then you're like, all right, now he's got a girlfriend. Now he walks in.
You've been doing this all your life to younger guys?
Like, you smell better, you look better, you're taking care, and then you see the confidence, and then all of a sudden they're walking like this. You've been doing this your entire life to younger guys, and then you're like, all right, now he's got a girlfriend.
You've been doing this your entire life to younger guys? Just, man. Guys, unironically, this is why self-improvement is really important. This is why I like to talk about self-improvement and being honest about how it's a struggle, right?
In fairness, conservative brain damage means they probably need this advice as basic as it is.
Well, the thing I have to say is that, one of the ways to avoid ever needing to listen to basic-ass advice is just to embrace the idea of self-improvement. The kind of idea we see in shonen anime all the time, the kind of idea we see in people who continue to, in movies, when characters continue to try despite being beaten and broken, like a commitment to self-improvement and like being a better and better version of yourself can get you to a point where you don't need to take advice from creepy old men who are going to tell you to blow dry your privates. Like, just start by cleaning your room. Start by like brushing your teeth every day and work from there. Like, get into a routine. Maybe buy yourself some little weights. Start small, but like continue taking those steps. Some of us are so humble we don't need self-improvement. Just don't fact check.
Now he walks in a different way. Now he's got a little bit of a swagger. Now he's got self-worth. Now he's got some money in the bank. Now he's got some, and then good things start happening. But I think the comment, Tom, that you made, I think it's
their version of self-improvement does not include like being intellectually curious. It does not include, broadening your horizons, learning new things, being curious, etc. It values becoming copies of themselves. That's it.
Extremely right, because Tom's message applies to 90% of people. Mm-hmm. If you're handsome, you're good looking, you know what you can do many times? You can have shitty hair. Okay? You cannot fix everything on your hair, your face. And there's these people that they wake up and they look good.
Look at Rob.
To that 1% of the world. But to everybody else, I think it is important. I think it works. And Dan, I'm going to give you the final thoughts on this here.
You have 2 times to make a first impression. One, when you walk in the door, she walks in the door. The next is when you open your big mouth. Mm-hmm. Okay? A lot of people can pass the look test.
Good point.
But then they stick their foot in their mouth. And so communication skills are paramount. And
yeah, something that all of these guys have a lot. They've all mastered the art of communication.
Every day we're a little bit better than before, slowly improving little by little. That's how a drill works. My drill is the drill that will create the heavens.
I mean, like, unironically, every day striving to be a better version of yourself is a good thing. It is good to do that. Like, this guy who's been, like, cackling about patriarchal values with the rest of this cast, who's they're telling women to get back in the bedroom and, like, make babies because they're getting old, is then like, a lot of men put their foot in their mouths, though, and, like, yeah, bud, we just watched you do that repeatedly for 10 minutes.
The current generation, actually the last 2 generations, have piss-poor communication skills.
Bill Ackman worked...
Yeah, unlike these guys. Terrific communication skills.
9.2 billion. The other day gave a tip to people on X and it went viral. He said, here's a tip to young men. When you want to ask a girl out, ask her, may I meet you? Okay? And the amount of people that...
I'm sorry. What? When you want to ask a girl out, ask her, may I meet you? No. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's a terrible intro line. Just say hi. Just say hello. Introduce yourself. Say hello. My name is, insert your name. Like that's all you gotta do. Be like, hey, can I buy you a drink? I've been noticing you from across the bar. I'd love to get to know you better. Or better yet, find like a communal activity group that meets to do, whatever you're into. And then as you get to know someone, because you both like the same thing, then ask them out. And if they say no, continue being chill and cool. Boom, you got yourself a new friend. Can I come to your house? Do you have games on your phone? May I meet you? Reeks of desperation and loneliness.
I meet you. Okay? And the amount of people that tried to troll him for saying, may I meet you, was nonstop. He got trolled nonstop all day. What is your line? If that's what Ackman says, what would Dan Pena say?
As a single man or as an 80-year-old man?
No, single. As an 80-year-old, you can get away with anything, but as a single man.
Okay, your place or mine?
That's what you... Really? That's the opening.
In the early 70s,
I live in a one-bedroom.
In the early 70s in Manhattan, that killed. Yeah, man. Far out.
I'm in a castle, so
Okay, your
don't
place
just
or mine.
come meet me at my crib.
Which do you, Rob?
Do you like castles?
Can you run a poll? Which
Someone please explain to me how these freaks reproduce. Just WTF.
Money. It's money from their scams that papers over any kind of character flaws they might have and allows them to attract a woman long enough to lock them down. Then after a few kids are made, well, are you going to rip apart your life in order to, be free of these men? I don't know. They're out doing whatever they want to do, and you're alone most of the time, so maybe it's not too bad for them. Hope it's not too bad for them.
do you prefer? May I meet you or put your place or mine? Run a poll.
Go with Dan
Fellas,
Penny on this.
ladies, which one? Let's see what's going to happen
Can
here.
you pull my picture of my wife and I that is on our...
He'll find it.
Okay,
he will
yeah,
find
yeah.
it. Rob, start that poll. I'm curious, folks. Start voting.
So
May I
when
meet
did
you?
that when did that
place or
line
mine?
start working? When did that line
When I
start
was
working?
21.
Once I had a castle.
Once you had a Rolls.
No.
No, hang on. Once you had a...
I had a Rolls when I was 24. So
Oh, okay.
when I was commissioned officer, a young guy at NATO, I mean, your place or mine. And actually, I got it from a woman asked me during the lunch break, what your place or mine. And so
She asked you.
Oh, and you were
Yeah.
that's when you were working in NATO?
Yeah.
That was that nice Russian woman that said, "Tell me all about your job."
Which picture is it, by the way? Is there a picture, Rob?
wait, the one,
Younger picture of...
no. Can you go to my website? But wait, stop. See those pictures on the right? That's my wife last year, and that's my wife 30 years ago.
All the way to the right?
The one there, those two. 30 years ago, last year.
Wow.
Rocking the same vibe.
Well,
Good for her.
she used to be a big sailor. She was winning that race across the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's serious. She's wearing a sailing harness. That's like big time sailing.
Yeah, she is. She was a big time sailor, but she looks the same.
That's when the
Respect.
boat's up at 44 degrees and
Yeah.
you're just
Can I add one
leaning
thing?
into the wind.
You can add one thing.
Okay, I'm just imagining, the guy walks into
My wife looks the same. Like, okay.
Bally's for the first time, and he's
And Bally's is that a
This
gym
is
or a
Back in the
bar?
days, Bally Total Fitness.
That's
I don't know if you
right.
remember.
That's what PBD was doing.
Nautilus Bally's.
I'm just imagining the guy walks into
Your place or
I
mine
agree.
is winning.
That's swag right
May
there.
I meet you? Your place or mine? It's close. It's close. That's 1,400 people just...
These are both terrible lines. Maybe I'm just not the target demographic for a pickup line, perhaps.
voted in the last minute.
Almost as close
Yeah.
as my
All
poll
right.
the other day to like or hate it.
Adam,
Can I meet you is woke.
may I meet you is
Yeah.
woke. I got-
Do pickup lines ever work? Sure they do, but like, what even is wokeness anymore, man? Like, what is virtue signaling about? Can I meet you, or may I meet you?
Meet me here is
May
what
I
should
meet you is
say.
woke. Your
But-
place or mine.
And I know Fortune 50 CEOs that the names that they can make it more vulgar than your place or mine. I mean, and that's just
Let's not go there because then we're going to trigger Tom and then. Well, the thing
Pigs.
that I was going to say.
Some men are pigs, man. Some men are pigs.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Summer Lovin. May I meet you asks for consent. Your place or mine doesn't leave room for consent, really.
I know, but they've been pigs since caveman.
That's exactly right. When
That's
they
right.
bonked her on the head and dragged her back.
Exactly. I should.
When you say when they bonked her on the head and dragged her back, you're talking about rape, right? Like, that's not men being pigs, that's rape. And you're just saying, oh, those top CEOs, they're just like those raping cavemen. It's telling, I guess. It's telling that this guy will admit to these powerful men being rapists, but he won't actually call them rapists. Instead, he chooses a frame that downplays how these men are, in part because the entire audience that they're cultivating here is they worship money and power. They worship powerful men.
Should have lived then.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
He's caveman.
That's exactly right. When
That's
they
right.
bonked her on the head and dragged her back.
Exactly. I should have lived then.
I don't know. This guy just said he wish he lived when he could just rape women. I'm kind of speechless. They just want to enslave women. It's just I'm a bit speechless. How do they not think through the implications of what that means? How does an entire room full of guys laugh at that? Laugh at the idea of like, oh yeah, man, every guy wants to be back in rape times. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Bonk.
Oh my god.
Don't.
All right.
What I was gonna say is this:
Why is that funny? Why is the idea of assaulting a woman so that you can rape them funny to you? When we talk about rape culture, guys, this is what we mean. This is exactly what we mean. Like, we mean that guys who consider themselves normal guys, they sit around and they regurgitate status quo ideas about the relationships between men and women, right? And then one of them will make a joke or something that seems like a joke, but the meaning of it is, I think it's okay to rape women. And because of the conditioning around them in that room, a bunch of people just go, ha 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 ha, ha yeah. And they all just start agreeing with each other. And not a single one of them has the balls, the wherewithal, the mental fortitude, or the strength and courage of character to actually sit there and go, what the fuck, guys? Like, you need to be able to be brave and call people out for this shit. It's not okay. It's not funny. And unfortunately, this particular brand and type of guy is way too common. Like, way too common. But we can all start being part of the solution to this by, encouraging the men in our lives to actually be brave about this, to actually stand up and say something when they're in the room and guys are talking like this. When women choose the bear, this is why they choose the bear. Because you just saw a room full. How many men are in this room? 5. 5 men in that room. On a show being watched by how many people? They have over 7 million subscribers. And they're all chuckling about raping women. They think it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. And they're laughing because they agree. They think it's okay to be the kind of guy who wants to rape women. Rexiel, thank you for subscribing. Heck, that's not brave, that's bare minimum. True. No woman will ever feel safe around you if you can't call out this type of shit.
I could just picture the guy that walks into Bally's and Pat walks in and goes, "You're fat, you smell, your hair's all messed up, your hygiene.
You'd be amazed how many of these guys came back being thankful.
But that's my point, is that they're open to feedback and they're coachable. That's the one thing I've noticed between certain men and not certain men, and certainly between men and women, is that men are more comfortable being offended. Our guys will tell each other, we bust balls.
Are you more comfortable being offended? That's great, because y'all are okay with rapists. Like, that's just a true fact that you demonstrated. So I hope you definitely have thick skin over being offended, because y'all just outed one another as rapists, or at least people who are fine covering for rape, or think that rape itself isn't that bad or is fine. I don't know.
Bro, you're fat, you're gross, clean it up. And it's like, all right, cool, I will. Women can't say to each other. That's why they're all 10s.
What do you talk? Women absolutely say that type of shit to each other. Adam Sosnick here just tells on himself. He's just telling on himself. He doesn't know women. This man clearly doesn't talk to women as if they're people. Because if he did, he would know that women absolutely talk to each other like this. A lot of the biggest reinforcers of patriarchal ideas of beauty are women. Is that his name? I just call him not Vinny. I mean, he basically looks like a less roided out Vinny, so I understand the nickname. But yeah, his name's Adam Sosnick.
Okay? Oh, how do I look? I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. Women don't want to be offended. For a man, you need to be comfortable being offended. And people, you need to be told, you're fat, you're sloppy, clean it up, you're a loser. Don't end up being a loser.
You need to be told you're shitty in all these different ways. Do you need to also be told that you're like making pro-rape comments on your show? Like if you're fine with the feedback of you're sloppy or loser, etc., then I would hope that you would, because you're so thick-skinned, be okay with being told that you're making comments that are supportive of rape and dismissive of rape.
That's how you motivate young men. That's a different how you motivate young women.
Men are willing to engage.
We should just call him Adam Sausage. I agree.
Engage in self-deprecation, and women aren't.
I've seen, not that we need to rehash this.
Yeah, women never engage in self-deprecation. Never.
Some of the things you've said online, it's not for the faint of heart.
No.
But you say, F you, clean it up, stop being a... And that's how men...
What are you? I'm sorry. Are you too effete to say pussy? Are you too afraid of even engaging with like the bodily autonomy of women to say pussy?
Because of toxic masculinity, men do often take jabs at each other, but that's not an excuse. We should be better, you soggy donut.
Yeah, and men take jabs at each other to enforce patriarchy. You know, like the deprecation shared between men is designed to police the behavior of other men. In the same way, they're attempting to police the behavior of women, and women also engage in behavior to police the behavior of other women, you know, in this way. God, please go watch Mean Girls, you freaks, right? I don't know.
Actually receive feedback.
These men would all eat a cyanide capsule before watching Mean Girls, though.
Right? Like if you've had a football coach or a basketball coach or a drill sergeant, they go, get down, mother, and you do it. Women don't respond to that. You can't go to a girl and say...
And that's true. Women also police the behavior of men. It's a vicious cycle.
You're fat, you're ugly, you're overweight, clean it up. They're going to start crying in the corner. For a guy, that's going to make or break. If you say that to a guy...
Wait, I'm sorry. If you go off on a woman about how she's fat and ugly and disgusting, yeah, she's going to go sobbing in the corner because, like, you don't get to treat people that way. Like, that's a completely unacceptable way to treat anybody. And like, oh, but she really needed to know the hard lesson, the hard truth. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not you telling truths. That's you being an asshole. That is you being just a colossal bag of dicks. And you telling yourself that this is for her benefit, this is for improving her, that's just bullshit you feed yourself to justify your shitty behavior.
And they clean it up, that means they're resilient.
Like, trust me, bro, any woman is infinitely more aware of how her body is than you are. They have to live with it 24/7. Shut the fuck up and mind your business.
If they start crying in the corner, then they're weak and they'll probably never get laid anyway.
Forbes magazine put out a survey last year that 80% of employees throughout the United States of America cry at least one time a week.
80% of employees
from below the chairman and CEO, the C-suite, I guess they call it. Cry. So I asked my two kids that work for big companies, and my daughter, who's 39 now, she was 38 then. She says, more than once a week, Dad. And it's mostly men cry at work.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Well, I don't want to say this publicly, but last week I saw Adam in the gym. This happens routinely on Fridays. He was crying. It's normally it's Wednesdays because it's like, Brandon. I'm like, Adam. So, but normally, honestly.
Are we honestly checking off like the shaming men for crying box of like toxic masculinity?
like the solution, one good hug wraps it up.
Thank you.
Right?
Or a pow pow.
Yeah.
Either way, I suck it up.
No, but obviously that's a joke. But the point I'm trying to the point of what you're saying here is taking the feedback from somebody that's giving you straight up. When we set out to
Oh my God, what? It's just going into an ad?
create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither.
They look so bad.
Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true.
I'm sorry, was that a horse-drawn carriage?
We chose neither. Instead, we chose.
Why? Wait, why is there a horse-drawn carriage?
Each pair touched by 50 Italy just to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead,
okay.
chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless.
You think these shoes look timeless? I'm not gonna lie, these look like dog shit. This looks like a cheap shoe that they issue inside of a prison. Like when you're in prison, this is the shoe they give you. This looks like ass.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.
God, that really went places. That really went places. Let's watch another. All right, I just gotta say, these guys are monsters, and believe them when they tell you who they are. I think that this entire segment we just did really reveals exactly who these men are and their quality. And if I were them, I'd probably turn my life around, because this is honestly a stunning indictment on each and every one of their characters. So anyway, folks, if you got anything out of this, please drop a like, comment. The comments are super important in the algorithm, so please do comment on the segment. And hit that subscribe button. Consider supporting the stream financially if you're at all able, because you guys make this show possible. And also check out ImogeneOlivia.com. It's gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. We also tested it with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. Anyone who wants to feel femme, this will fit and it will feel good on your body. It is not designed for tucking. And it looks really good, and honestly, I'm wearing it right now. So please go check it out, ImogeneOlivia.com. Link down in the doobly-doo. And yeah, with that, I'll see y'all next time.
Riverboat Jack is going to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat Jack.